Hola, hola. Let's see who's joining me today. Robin is here. Hello, Robin. Nancy is here. Who else is here joining me today for Coffee with Carolina? I'm sorry, I have a little bit of noise outside. Hello from Milton in New South Wales. How are you? Susan is here. Lisa is here. Thank you, my ladies. We have a very special guest today, and I am super excited. It's a lot going on, and as I said to you before, I created this space to bring something different, something positive, and to bring someone that I know, ladies, you will enjoy. And today we have a very special guest. The lovely Fiona is gonna be joining us. So Rosetta is here. Who else is here? Have you ladies had lunch, or are you having coffee? Tell me where you're up to. Well, we wait just a little bit and then we invite her in. Very excited. I think she's in Melbourne now. Let me see. I'm gonna try to get her now here. There we go. See, she will come any minute now. I think that she's coming. Hola, hola.
Oh, hello. Hi. I'm just hoping my internet.
Is your internet all right?
Oh my gosh.
It's fine.
Oh,
yeah,
there we are.
I have you there.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Yes, I'm in Melbourne. Sunny old Melbourne.
Is it sunny? Is it sunny there today?
It's probably sunny for Melbourne. It's sort of like got some grey clouds, but there is definitely sun coming through. So it's not too bad.
Thank you so much for being here today. I'm sure I'm super excited, and I know all the lovely ladies are really to have you here. And we were looking forward to today. And I think that is really important because you are part of this Carolina lifestyle family. So, I mean, we've been working together now for how long?
Oh my gosh, I was trying to think about it. It's been, like a couple of years, like, I don't know, like maybe 4 or 5 years.
Is it?
Maybe, I think, yeah, well, it's been a while.
Times fly when you're having fun because it's probably a long time now. So we just wanted to invite you here to talk about what's happening right now. So you're in lockdown in Melbourne, right?
Yeah, so my fiance works for the Sydney Swans, and obviously it's been sort of all over the shop where we're going. We actually went, I was very lucky. They offered for family to travel with the workers, which is, I understand how lucky we actually are. So I traveled with the families of the players and families of the staff of the Sydney Swans, and we went to Queensland and did hotel quarantine there. And that was interesting because I obviously had Hunter, my 5-month-old little bub, with us, but I was there doing it with Haley.
Yeah.
So I feel like I was really lucky in the sense that I had my partner there, and there was a lot of the mums in the group who were doing it on their own. And, there's one of the mums here is pregnant with twins, and she's got a little 4-year-old toddler. So 2 weeks locked in a room. That
was my next question. Tell me about, because I have 2 at home, and Sebastian said to me yesterday, Mamita, you can stay and work here forever. I let you, but he doesn't let me work. So tell me about that. Tell me about working from home. About being in lockdown and with Hunter, little Hunter.
I mean, look, we're so blessed. He's a really good bub, but I feel like he's just turned 5 months. So he's kind of at the age where he's quite happy to just kind of play on his mat and kick around, and he sleeps a lot. So it wasn't too bad. Honestly, it really wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be. We actually, Haley and I worked out every single day, like did a workout, which for my mental health really helped. There was a couple of, I think there was 3 days when we didn't do a workout.
I saw a little bit of a reel on Instagram, and I thought it was super cool what you guys were doing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it just kind of, because you just have to have a routine. You have to get up every day, have a shower, get dressed, you know, have a plan, because or else it's really tough. Like there's days where if you didn't have a plan, you just could possibly not get out of bed. Obviously we couldn't really do that because Hunter needed our attention, but yeah, we just had a plan every day, got up, did our stuff, did some work. I was, you know, I'm about to start Hunter on solids, so I'd taken loads of books in about that sort of stuff, and it really wasn't that bad. I said to Haley, I am trying to look at this time as, you know, we would in normal circumstances never get this amount of time together with him. Yeah, so intensely. It was actually like, I looked at it as a positive. Like we really just spent so much time with him, like interacting with him. Whereas normally daily life, cleaning, you just kind of, you know, chuck him down on his mat and you're like, I've got to do the washing. And, you know, we just got to like really be with him, which was just really nice. Like it really just slowed everything down. And I actually, it sounds odd, I mean, look, I missed fresh air because we didn't have a balcony or anything. Like that was probably the one thing that was quite tricky, just not having, like, being able to just get some fresh air. And Hunter's a bit of a vomity baby, so our whole room pretty much, oh gosh.
Lucky you didn't have to let anyone in.
I know. No, but he like vomited like on the carpet, on the bed covers. Like he literally just projectile vomits everywhere. The whole room just smelled like Parmesan cheese. We ended up having to order some like those sticks to try and make the room smell nice, like air fresheners, because it just got really bad.
Okay, well that's a plus of lockdown. You don't have to expect that someone is gonna turn up.
Exactly.
Say hello. So,
but now we've been moved to Melbourne. So now we came straight out of lockdown there in Queensland to Melbourne, and that's where we are currently. But we've just found out, I think, actually, I don't know if I'm allowed to give that information away. I better not.
Don't worry. No, don't worry.
I think
don't worry. Let's forget about that.
Anyway.
But I think that you mentioned something there that is really, really important. And I personally found it that is getting me through this time, and is routine. The importance of routine with everything that we have going on at the moment. I've been doing a little bit of reading because, yeah, it gets to me. I love my friends. I don't have a lot of family here, so I'm really close to my friends. And I loved, as you know, the stores.
Yeah.
I love the people. I love the office. And, you know, I'm working pretty much by myself now the whole day. Yesterday was a long day, Zoom meeting after Zoom meeting, and that is not me. So I need that physical contact, that interaction.
Yeah.
And it really gets to you. So routine is really getting me through, because it gives me sense of that, hey, I got this done, and tomorrow will be another day. So let's talk a little bit about that one, because I think that, it's a very important point and really relevant at the moment.
Yeah, I think that for me, routine is key, because there's so much. I actually find I am someone, I make lists of things that I need to do, even the smallest thing. Like I've got a section in my notes on my phone. The second it pops in my head, I'm like, right, need to do that. And then, you know, then I sort of plan my day that night. Like this is the way, you know, around Hunter and his naps and things like that, and make sure that, you know, I try and get like a workout in there, or a nice big walk or something like that to get some fresh air. But as well, if you're working from home, I feel like to get motivated to get the work done, you really do have to kind of get yourself up, get out of bed, have a shower, start your day, and nail all those like normal things that are daily things, and then just kind of like start your day and stay at home, but do all the things you'd be doing if you were going to an office or things like that. But you've just got to stay really motivated.
I think which is a little bit of a challenge at the moment. I think that this is where we all kind of like are on the very same page with that one, but just to get us through. So another question for you: what are you wearing now every day? What didn't realize it. A lot of the customers,
literally, I'm like from the waist down, I'm literally wearing slippers and some workout pants. I've got my beautiful Carolina shirt on. I'm obsessed with this shirt. I love it. Yeah, and earrings. I obviously got dressed up from the waist up. That's like my new go-to. But yeah, in here, I live in tracksuit pants. Like I've got like all loads of the ones you've given me here, and just, you know, like a cardigan and a t-shirt, because Hunter evidently vomits on me a billion times a day. Like every time I put a clean something on, he vomits. So I change so many times a day. So it's literally just like a rotation. And then like at the end of the day, there'll be vomit on my pants. So it's just, so I'm not wearing anything nice because, you know, you can't go anywhere. So it's just, yeah. I even, wander around the hotel, and we're in a hotel with, you know, other mums and staff and the players as well. I'm wandering around in, you know, Ugg boots and tracksuit pants, and everyone here is, some of them are quite glamorous, but then it's funny, some people who like, you know, are so glamorous, then the next day you see them and, you know, they've just come out of the shower and, you know, wandering around. And
then they make you feel like, yeah, see, we're all normal. We are all normal here.
Exactly. You can't be glamorous forever. Look, it's nice to be a little bit. Look, I put some makeup on today as well, just for you guys. But
yeah, but for those that don't, but I think that is a very interesting thing about you, and maybe our followers, some of them would even know that you're actually a makeup artist. Am I correct?
Oh, I am. Yeah.
So there is a little bit of a plus there.
Yeah. Well, before I became a model, I actually studied makeup and became a full-time makeup artist, and was that for about 3 years. And then I sort of fell into modeling. I kind of got asked to do a few shoots, and then I got an agent, and then it sort of snowballed, and then I was juggling both. But it got too hard to juggle both because I had an agent for one and then I was doing the other, and modeling just kind of took over, and I just went with it. And then here we are today, still modeling.
How long ago was that?
It'd be about like a makeup artist would have been about 16 years ago. I think I've been modeling about 14, 15 years. So it's been a while. Yeah.
So when did everything change a little bit more into the influencer side of things? Because, you know, I think that most of my ladies, and I think that you'll all be here saying, yes, they all follow you. They adore you. They love your style. They love your confidence. They love that you wear clothes with pride, like really, really pride. And that you love, like we can see that you had this relationship, a healthy relationship with your body. And I think that we had this conversation before. So when did everything change to that?
I think it was probably more so when I was hosting. I actually hosted Biggest Loser. Like I was a contestant on the TV show Biggest Loser. And then I was living in New York modeling, and I came back and hosted 2 seasons. And I guess that's when I kind of got more of a following on Instagram. And then just over time, I kind of just saw that there was, you know, a niche in the market where I started offering my modeling clients, you know, if you want me to take some photos in your clothes, like I'll promote it, because, you know, I love most of my clients. I have a really close relationship with, and I, you know, have worked with a lot of my clients for many years and love their product. Like I think, you know, it's great how far, you know, plus size clothing has come. It's incredible. And there's so much on offer, and so many women don't know what's actually out there. So it's really nice to showcase it. Hey,
correct.
You can look fantastic with correct. It's totally doable. So I just kind of started doing it that way. And then when I was looking at falling pregnant, I thought to myself, well, I need to figure out a way to earn an income from home, because I'm not going to be able to go out and model if I've got a little bubby at home. And so I really just started experimenting. You were, you know, really like a massive supporter in that, and still I'm so very grateful to you. I started creating, you know, little styling IGTVs, and playing around with kind of creating content more so than just images. And it's worked out really well. Like I'm actually, you know, my plan was by the time I had a baby to have an income that I could create from home. And I've actually done that. And it's great. And, you know, all my followers and everyone who supports me through that, watches my videos, and it's, you know, our little family is very grateful because, you know, you help support me and allow do what we do.
I think that you're touching there something that is really interesting, and it's like when, as a brand, I decide to work with an influencer, that like it has to be that we both have to come to the table, but to work together, but also the fact that the influencer really likes it, like the followers are too savvy, like it is very clear.
Yeah. I mean, I get asked constantly to promote the most random things, like, I don't know, like laser hair removal products, or like sex toys, or just some random things. And even brands of, you know, certain clothes that I personally wouldn't wear. So I feel like I can't promote things that don't feel genuine to me. If I don't love something, I know that the post firstly won't do well, because if I don't look good in it, if I don't think I look good, I probably don't look good, and no one's going to want to buy it. So then the client will then be upset. So from my perspective, there's no point in doing anything that I don't think will resonate with my followers, because then there'll be all this backlash from the client. Why didn't we get many sales? And it's honestly not even worth it from my perspective. I would rather just work with the brands that I love, and I know that my followers would love to see the new whatever it is that, you know, that I'm loving, and it works really well. And I feel like everyone out there knows when, you know, people are legitimately liking things. Like there's people out there that just sell their souls and promote every single thing. And I just feel like it's a lot, and I get it. Like, look, for a lot of people, it's their income, and it is my income, and, you know, I understand. But I feel like at some point you've got to say no to certain things, because, you know, you've got to believe in your followers, and they need to believe in you, that what you're selling is legit.
It's a relationship, and I think that is that attitude what gives you longevity, you know, like it's just so real. This is me in the clothes that I like to wear, and it's real, you know. It's not only about, yes, it is a real woman, but also it's about real clothes that I'm wearing, that I'm enjoying wearing it, and I want you to enjoy wearing it. But I wanted to ask you about something else that I found fascinating, that you lived in New York, modeling in New York as a plus size model. So tell me about it. I would love, how long did you stay there for?
I actually lived in London as well. I lived in New York and London.
Nice.
Funnily enough, I turned 30, and I went to see a psychic when I turned 30. The psychic said to me, I was working in Australia, like doing really well modeling, and she said, I see doors opening overseas for you. Have you ever thought about going overseas? And she didn't know what I did. And I, at that point, went, you know what? I've got like a small window to get over there and have a crack. So off the back of my psychic, I rang my agent and said, I want to go to London. Let's make this happen. And so I went over, met agents, got signed really quickly. And then I went over there. I was living in London for about a year. And within the first month or two, I got made the face of a really big brand over there. So I was like exclusively with this brand, which was amazing. And then after a year, I had loads of friends in New York, and I was like, wow, I've done quite well in London. You know, I want to go give New York a shot. So went to New York and met all the agents, got an agent, like went to 3 agencies, and they were all wanted to sign me, which blew my mind. Like, I actually didn't know if I would succeed overseas, because I always thought secretly that I only succeeded here because I'd been on a TV show. Like, people were like, oh, we'll hire her because people sort of might know who she is. But by going overseas, it actually proved that I was good at what I did, which really, you know, made me feel proud about what I was doing.
The
you know,
confidence, yeah, correct. Yeah, kind of like validates
yeah.
all the effort and
Yeah,
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I'm actually a really good model. That's, you know, if I can do it
Awesome.
overseas. And then, so yeah, I was in New York for on and off for 2 years because it was whilst I was in New York that I got the call up to host Biggest Loser, which once again shot like blew my mind kind of moment. Never dreamed that that would happen. And so I sort of had to fly back to shoot that, and then in between filming of the 2 seasons, I would go back to New York and then come back. And then I got to one. I remember it was winter in New York, and it was summer back home, and I was walking to a job, and it was cold and snowy, and all the images of Australia were coming through on my phone, and I just was like, I'm ready to go home. Like I was like, I feel like I've done my time here. Like, you know, I was 34 at that point, and I was like, oh, we live in such a beautiful country. You know, I really.
Can't hear you. I can't. I can't hear you. I can't hear her. Can anyone tell me there's no sound? Can you ladies hear me? She lost her sound. Can anyone? Can you hear me? Can we? We can hear you, Fiona. Can you hear me? Ladies, can you let me know if you're hearing me? We can hear Carolina, but no Fiona. No, this is such an interesting chat. Let's see. I think that. Let me see if I get her. Yeah, are you there? No, we can't hear her. Let me see if I. No. Can you hear? No, I don't know what happened with her sound. No idea what happened. No sound for you. No? See if we can get her on again. No.
Hello?
Are you there? Yes,
Can
yes.
you hear me?
Yeah, we got you back.
I'm sorry, guys. My phone rang, and I don't know what it did. I'm so sorry. I'm so not tech savvy, so that was just like terrible.
That's okay. That's okay. I remember perfectly where we were. So you were in New York, you were walking, and then you started to see all the photos back from Australia.
Yeah, and obviously, yeah, it was just like a really one of those moments where it was, you know, a dirty, like it was all slushy and gross, and it was cold, and I felt like I'd done my time, and I just missed home, and I was like, well, I'm and as well, I was single, and you know, I had all that kind of going on in my mind as well, and I was like, okay, you know, I'm 34 now. I'm not really happy here. And I just was like, I'm ready to go home. And so I, you know, a couple of weeks later, packed everything up and came back to Australia. And I think it was around that time that we probably started working together. Like it was quite soon after
It was very soon after you came back. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I still remember the first photo shoot that I said to Jamie, my husband, I said, guess what? I'm going to do a photo shoot with the lady that used to be in The Biggest Loser. And the first photo shoot, and my brother sends me, he's a big fan of yours. He's gonna be watching this, and he sends me a photo. Who's she? She is stunning. I love this.
Oh, bless him.
The photos look amazing. I still remember that. And he never comments. I mean, he is like the opposite of me. He's a lawyer and an accountant. I mean, cannot have someone more different. And I remember him saying, like, going on about how beautiful and how stunning the photo shoot was.
Oh, that's so nice.
So then you come here, and when did you meet Hayley? Soon after, or a few years after?
I came back. It was probably I'm just trying to think. No, it was a couple of years later, because I actually met Hayley. I had gone over. I started working with some clients in Germany. And so I'd been on a trip to the UK, to London, back to London just for a quick trip, and to Germany for a shoot. And then I had a shoot in Canada. And I was in Canada, and I lost my passport, and I was stuck there for 2 weeks. Yeah. You won't believe it. I ended up finding it. I found it. It had slipped into like a side pocket of my toiletry bag. Don't even ask me. So I had literally...
That is like the worst nightmare ever.
I was packing to go to the airport, like 6 hours before leaving, like packing, and then I'm like, where's my passport? Couldn't find it. Repacked about 10 times, panicked, drove to the airport, went there. Had I dropped it on the way in? Had anyone handed it in? Called everywhere. Had to just miss my flight. And then had to call the embassy.
You were not meant to travel. You know, when those things happen to me, I always said, I'm not meant to go there. I'm not meant to travel. I'm not meant to.
Well, as it turned out, it was for the best, because it meant Hayley actually slid into my DMs and asked me out for a drink. And normally I would probably not have given it much thought or given her much attention, but because I had a whole week to kill, we just kind of started chatting. And and when we got back to Australia, when I got back, we caught up and literally have been inseparable ever since.
Oh my God, that's such an amazing story. That's such a good story.
I know.
And then now you look at the passport, and your thoughts are different about that passport.
I know. I mean, I had to buy another flight, so it was a pretty expensive error, but it's worth it because I got her out of it. So, I'm pretty lucky there, I guess.
Totally worth it. And then, so you guys have beautiful Hunter now. I mean, I was so lucky that before all this craziness started, we managed to have a little cuddle here at the store. So he is adorable. Tell me about motherhood. We are all dying to know. And how have you, because I remember, saying to you, oh my God, in fact, we were doing a photo shoot when you arrived, and I thought, oh, she's pregnant. I knew that you were doing that.
I was trying to hide it so
and then you were trying to, but then I didn't even but then I didn't even ask, because I know that I didn't want me to feel uncomfortable. But I remember you walked in, and I looked at the photographer, and I was like, she's pregnant. I look at Nigel, and I was like,
I know, I was like wearing 2 pairs of shapewear. I was trying to hold everything in. I was like, come on, get the pants on.
But I'm going to tell you what gave it away. You had a smile on your face, like you were glowing. And the smile on your face that day is something that I will remember forever. It was huge. Like I could not swipe and I looked at you, and I couldn't say congratulations because you haven't told me.
I know. It's one of those things, you just want to wait until it's like 100% safe, because it's not something you want to do. It's like tell people, and then if something was to happen. But yeah, like falling pregnant was one of the most incredible things that we were so lucky and so happy. I mean, obviously we had to go through IVF. I don't know if anyone out there has experienced IVF, but we actually created a podcast called What the IVF, about our journey, just because I actually found it quite a lonely process doing IVF. And even though Hayley was there supporting me, I took a lot of comfort and solace on the Facebook groups out there and like hearing other people's stories. And I thought, you know, if I'm finding that kind of, I don't know, help from those things, maybe if we did a podcast, told our raw, truthful story every step of the way, like it might actually help someone out there. And we've had loads of feedback from people about it, so that it's been really helpful. So that was really, and for me it was kind of quite cathartic creating that podcast, because, you know, just sharing the laughs and the tears, because obviously during the process,
and I guess that is a roller coaster of emotions as well, because you have to go through a few different things. Yeah, and as well, like I was on all the hormones. Like I went crazy on the hormones. Like Hayley will testify to that. But we were very lucky. We fell after 2 IUIs and 2 full rounds of IVF, and we were very blessed with our little boy Hunter. My pregnancy, look, I won't lie, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. My pregnancy was really tough. Like I love being pregnant with Hunter, but that's okay. That's totally fine. I feel the same. I feel the same. I adore my kids, but being I didn't, you know, I felt heavy. Some women that, everyone feels different. Everyone feels different. I love, you know, doing the giving birth. I found it beautiful. Like, wow,
I
the
love
miracle life. Yeah, I love that.
My birth was beautiful. I was like, I could do this every day of the week. But my pregnancy was really hard. Like I was sick and I was in pain. I had like pelvic girdle pain. Like my pelvis was out of whack and I had sciatica. So moving was really hard and I had to stop training, and I don't know. It was too tricky. But like you say, the birthing itself was incredible. I loved incredible. My birth.
I had this thing when I was pregnant and my legs were itchy, but so itchy that I actually have to put my body in like cold water with ice to calm it down. Oh
my gosh,
it was really itchy. I remember saying that to you. Yeah, it was really.
There's a lady here at this hotel who had the same thing, and it's apparently a genetic thing that that can happen.
Please tell her that the only thing that helped me was the Johnson & Johnson corn snatch. Anyway, I sent you a photo later, but that thing helped me. It was horrendous. I remember like going away with my friends and I thinking in the bathroom as I was pouring cold water, I was like, am I the only person in the world that feels like this is just not enjoyable? You know, once you have the baby, you forget everything, and but yeah, the body, like the pain in my back.
I remember everyone saying to me just before I had him, they were all like, now don't worry, it gets easier, like it doesn't last forever. And I just had no idea what everyone was talking about. Like I just didn't get it. And it wasn't until we had him, and I guess it's those first couple of weeks where, I mean, it's so joyful, but it's also so incredibly hard. Like it's probably, you know, I don't know if it was more difficult for me. And Hunter actually had a tongue tie, so he wasn't latching properly.
Yeah,
and
that was very stressful.
Yeah, so he was feeding every hour, which for 3 weeks, every single hour. So I was kind of beside myself. He was exhausted and not gaining weight. So it was a really stressful time, and I really struggled. And even post that one, we got the tongue tie sorted, because he hadn't been thriving and gaining weight, I then got a little bit of anxiety around the fact of like actually leaving home with him, because in my head I was like, I now have to make sure he gains weight. I have to be so on to every single feed, that he feeds enough and then he sleeps enough so that then he'll feed again. And I got really caught up in this thing. And Hayley got really worried. She's like, babe, I'm realizing like you're not leaving the house. Like you need to get out, take him for a walk. But I wasn't going unless she came with me. And it was this whole thing. And it was probably like the first 6 weeks of his life where it was really tough for me. But then he started gaining weight, and I started just like, you know, really being like, okay, he's okay. It's all right. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I can venture out now. Like It's going to be okay. So it got a lot better. But yeah, like the sleep deprivation is just something that you never, like I would have thought before having kids that sleeping for 2 hours a night for weeks on end, you would die. But you don't die. You just keep going. But you just
keep going.
Know,
you keep going, but
just,
you do end up exhausted and a little bit delirious.
Yeah.
At the end,
you
keep going.
It's amazing. It's crazy.
But
I feel really bad. My friends that I used to see before I had kids, and they would have had kids, and they're like, oh gosh, I'm so tired. You know, Bubby was up all night, and I'd be like, oh, I'm really tired too. I had a late night. I'm exhausted. I cannot believe I had no empathy for them back then, but now I completely get it.
I apologize a few times. There is one of my girlfriends, Natalia, and then because she had kids way before us, and every time that she was saying like, I'm sleep deprived. Seriously, for me, when I didn't have kids, it's like she's sleep deprived, and or the kids are sick, and it's not until you actually have kids that you understand really what they're going through, you know. And I said to her a couple of times, I'm so sorry. I thought I was such a bad friend. I could actually been there more, because when you have kids, you understand a little bit more. No, you understand fully a little bit more. No, you understand fully. Yeah. But I also think that now we're both working moms. Yeah. And there is one thing that I would love to hear your opinion, but we put so much pressure on us. You know, we want to be a mom, but we also want to work, but we also want, you know, to do really well so they can have the best. So it's just like, just all this pressure. When I look at my parents, they were working hard and they were worried about us being safe and giving us what they could, but it was not, I think that we're living in different times now. Like, what are your thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think that I underestimated being a mum because before I kind of planned, I said to all my clients, I think you included, I was like, okay, after I'm going to have a little bit of time off. I'm going to have 8 weeks off. And I just presumed that after 8 weeks, you know, I'd be able to just, you know, he'd sleep and I'd be able to bang out my content or whatever it was and be fine. But it was really, like, in hindsight, 8 weeks, it was a little bit too soon, just because there was such a bank up, because all my clients were like, bang, you're back, let's work. And it was a lot. And Haley at one point was like, you're taking on too much, because it was a lot to try and focus, because I guess I can't, no, not you weren't putting pressure.
I was the first
It was just like, it was like,
I was probably the first one to book. Okay, you can start next week.
No, look, you know what, I've got a mortgage and I actually have to work because I'm freelance. If I'm not working, I don't have an income. I don't get maternity leave. And that's a really tough thing about being your own boss. So I actually had to get back to work to, you know, pay my mortgage and put food on the table. So, yeah, it kind of wasn't really an option, but it would have been lovely to take, you know, a solid 6 to 8 months off and just really just immerse myself in being a mum. That would have been really nice. But, you know, I'm managing, and it's tough and it's a juggling act. And I'm lucky that I've got Haley, who's, you know, a really supportive partner, and extraordinarily blessed. Haley's folks live down the road from us and they are so helpful with Hunter. Haley's mum has started, you know, when we're in Sydney, obviously, she takes him for, you know, 2 afternoons a week. So I can make them my, like, work days. And I'm truly blessed to have that support around me. I don't think I could do what I do without that support, really. Yeah.
Fantastic. So just to wrap it up, because I want you to go back to Hunter, and we're so grateful to have you.
Haley's got him. It's fine. I can chat all day.
I can keep talking. So tell me one thing. Let's just talk about this just to finish the chat. Tell me about your body after motherhood. You know, have your body change? Have you made some changes into what you are wearing? Tell me about a little bit about, you know, what you cannot live without at the moment.
Okay, so during IVF pregnancy, I gained about 30 kilos. So I went from a size like a smallish size 16 to probably like a size 20 plus. And even after giving birth, I'm still currently about a size 18.
Yep.
And it's something that I'm trying to be really kind to my body. You know, it was a bit of a shock in the beginning after I gave birth. You know, saw my body as this beautiful carrier with my child inside of my belly. Was like, oh, I love this. And then after he was born, I was like, wow, oh, this feels wrong. And and I had to really stop and look at what I was, you know, internalizing all this negativity about my body. And Haley, I'm really lucky, was a really strong advocate of just building me up, and, you know, nicknamed my tummy Hunter's Pouch, and was like, you know, that kept him safe and warm for 9 months. I love it. You know, it was his little home. And stop beating yourself up. And so it's
That's
one of
so
the
beautiful. I love that. That is so beautiful.
And I don't know when his pouch. I'm on the Healthy Mummy program at the moment, but I'm not my goal isn't to lose loads of weight. My goal is just to move my body, because I had such a long period of time with the IVF and the pregnancy where I wasn't able to move. So it's just nice having more of like a routine, because life can be so chaotic when you've got a child. It's just like I really thrive with kind of like a routine. It helps my mental state. So it's just really nice. So my body changed. I've got like a mum tum now. I used to have quite an hourglass figure, and I don't as much anymore. I'm still very curvy, which I'm always going to be curvy, maybe bigger or smaller. So I think now at the moment, I just love wearing nice, big, roomy, like this shirt I love.
Ladies, Fiona is wearing the Franca shirt, the linen shirt.
But the sleeve.
With the,
like this shirt, it back in the day when I was younger, I would be like, why would you wear anything long that covers your bottom? Obviously, I had loved my bum.
We were all there once, yeah.
These days, I'm like, if it doesn't cover my bum, I'm probably not going to wear it. So, cool. Love that pretty much everything of yours covers the backside.
Yes, pretty much everything, because I like to cover mine too.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just kind of like just nice, big, roomy things, because I feel I'll get back to feeling really confident in my body and rocking bodycon dresses and stuff. But at the moment as well, we can't actually go anywhere and be really dressed up. So for me, it's just more being about comfortable and still looking good. But comfort is key at the moment, especially being a mum. Like I actually, since I've been pregnant, I don't think I've worn a bra with underwire. Like I've just given up on underwire. I just don't see the point anymore.
There you go.
So it's just comfort is key, because I just want to be, I'm rolling around the floor with Hunter and that kind of thing. So just tracksuits and leggings with big roomy jumpers and shirts and nice big long cardigans and loose like knit jumpers and things like that is probably my go-to style at the moment. But if you want to make it a little bit chic, I find being tonal is always a winner. So if you wear all white or all beige or all khaki or all black, it just makes you look quite chic. I find that's kind of like my go-to tip if I want to look a little bit sort of elevated. It looks like I've put an effort in.
That you match those clothes perfectly well. I agree.
Yes.
And you throw a little bit of animal print or like a nice accessory, and then you're ready to go.
Exactly. And accessories are, I feel like, can just make an outfit. Like, nice earrings, some bit of bling, just finishes an outfit. A nice scarf, bag,
and
that's
shoes.
Always
comfy shoes. So shoes that look good and are comfy. I think that is a match made in heaven.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I have to actually say I've worn out my last pair of your sneakers, so I need to talk to you about that. Because they are so comfortable. I've got a size.
So we just released a brand new range of beautiful slides in metallics. I think that they just went live yesterday. You will love them.
Oh, well, I'll be back in
Yeah.
Sydney soon, so I will
Do you
definitely
guys know
need
when
some...
you're coming back, or is that top secret? Don't reveal anything that you can.
No, I think I'm probably going to head back to Sydney with Hunter in like at the end of next week. So I'll be back, and I don't know if we can, like, if people are able to work. No, like you can't
Work,
shoot or
yes.
anything.
You can work as many hours as you come from your home, or from an empty shop, or from an empty shop. Everyone walks past, and then they just look at the. Oh, I think that they probably thinking that I went crazy now talking to a camera. Everyone.
Oh.
So I'm by myself in this shop, but the shops are closed. So, oh well, what can we do? But hopefully we can get out soon. Hopefully, things will evolve quickly. Things will get better, and we can see you soon in person.
Yes, 100%. Well, I'll be back soon, and hopefully Sydney will get out of lockdown soon.
We can't wait to have you back, and it's been a pleasure having you here in Coffee with Carolina. You're part of the family, and I'm sure the beautiful followers will appreciate this time. You've been so generous with your time and all the information that you share with us. So stay safe, and I hope to see you soon.
Thanks, Carolina, and thanks everyone who tuned in.
Much love. Ciao, ciao.
Okay. See you. Bye.